All right, let's start off this vlog by prefacing what exactly it's gonna entail. So the first few clips of it are gonna be from when I was in Florida with Raw. Turns out didn't shoot nearly as much as I thought I was going to be, so that is okay. And then the second half of the video is entirely just kind of like a full day in life back home, prioritizing like recovery and like stretching, mobility, everything that I do to make sure I'm good with running and lifting. So there's like a weird jump in time, like that is entirely why. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. The reality of traveling as an athlete is that half of your suitcase is gonna be entirely dedicated to supplements and training gear. But yeah, we're headed home. Or I guess we're not fully headed home yet. But yeah, I do have to kind of finish packing and everything. And then I'm gonna go to sleep and we're gonna wake up and tomorrow's gonna be a big travel day, so let's do it. I don't think it would be one of my videos if we weren't up at 5 a.m. headed to go do something right now. We're literally all packed up and ready to head out. Let's go. We have made it to Florida. Let's go get our car. They won't let me get a rental car. So I'm just gonna strand here, working on my essay until I figure out what the next move is, because I'm an hour away from where I'm staying. So after so long, just talk about just a busy day. We've made it to the Airbnb. It's literally just me right now. Here's all my stuff that I literally had to bring. I gotta bring this home because I'm not flying back to California. Got some Raw gear that they left, which is pretty damn chill. And then they also stocked up with some Raw and Revive products. And then I think, yeah, Gatorades, almond milk, water, eggs. There's not much else you need, man. It is currently 8:54. Realistically, like I should get rest. Like that long day of travel, I've been up since 5. I should get rest, right? But you guys know me, so we're not gonna do that. I am going to go for a run. I'm gonna run 8 miles, because that's what I need to do for marathon prep. And then I'm gonna finish that essay that I was working on, because I got like 3 more pages. So realistically, we got a lot of life to live tonight, so let's just have time. Also, since I don't have a rental car, I'm getting picked up tomorrow, so I have till 9 a.m. So I'm getting like, realistically, if I get my stuff done, you know, the run's 8 miles will probably take an hour. Essay, probably like an hour and a half. Realistically, if I sleep from midnight to like 7 a.m., 6 a.m., like that's a lot of sleep, guys. We can do this. You guys literally know me. Let's go run 8 miles. Not much else to say. After 14 hours of traveling, this meal is about a smack. Literally just daily greens, the chocolate peanut butter protein powder, which I haven't tried yet, collagen, oats, banana. Current time is 11:23, and I've got about 3 more pages to write. So if I lock in, probably midnight. Essay is done, and that is first semester of senior year done. It's almost 1. I'm like not that tired because I slept on the plane a decent amount, which is chill. I also did have that monster, which is still just now hitting my system. But I think I'm just gonna try and knock for a little bit. Looking to wake up around like 6 tomorrow. There's a Wawa over there. I'm gonna go check out Wawa. I love Wawa. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the morning. Alright, I didn't want to film in Wawa because it was like 6:30 when I went there. And like, I want to respect other people's privacy. But I literally just got a coffee, Bearbell protein bar, and some pineapple. And then I'm just gonna probably cook some bread. I think we have eggs in there. So, we're gonna do that. Right now it's a little bit after 7, so the plan is breakfast, stretch for a while, because boy is my body sore. And I feel like today should not be a day that my body's sore. And maybe just get on top of some email work and just ensure that everything's going good with the clients and whatnot. Beautiful. Even on the road. We're getting our vitamins. Let's go. It's also 8:21 right now. I'm nervous, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit nervous. What if they think I'm really cool and I just like suck? Like that would not be fun. All my shit packed to run, lift, and open water swim. I don't know if I've shown it in a video yet, but I have like a full Roka wetsuit now. And I mean, that'll be handy for Ironman prep when that comes around. I haven't been able to film because we've been doing stuff all morning, but we're in the Raw headquarters right now. Like I don't know what I'm doing here. But yeah, I'm just gonna post up for a little bit, and then I think they're gonna interview me. I don't know what I'm gonna say in the interview, and then open water swim. Nothing like finishing my last final. Waiting to get interviewed. What? 6:22, as you can see, I just got done swimming. Just a long day, a lot of stuff to do. I think I'm just gonna turn this into a weekend vlog because there's just not nearly enough content already. But yeah, great day so far. What a view to wake up to right there. So we're home for winter break. Kind of feels weird vlogging over this winter break, not gonna lie, because like a year ago I wasn't doing any of this and now I am. So it's like weird to be back here, you know? It's kind of like an environment thing with the brain. But yeah, we're gonna have a day. We're gonna go over just recovery tips for what I do to be able to run like 50 miles a week and lift. And that sounded really unintentionally cocky, I don't know why. Stretching, mobility, hot tub, sauna, cold, we're gonna go through it all. So let's go ahead and start the day. Before we do anything though, Wordle in 3? Come on. Let's head to the gym, but first, for the fit, it's like literally balancing on like a thing of water right now. But Gymshark arrival t-shirt, Gymshark white beater. I'm getting a phone call. Yo, I'm leaving mine right now. Yeah, it's like 5 minutes away. Alright, sounds good. Peace. Raw Lululemon shorts, these things are sick, not gonna lie. And then raw Feta Cat. Woo! Alright, I also decided to throw on a sweatshirt because I forgot. I live in Connecticut and it's 20 degrees out. We're gonna do like the third person narrator, I don't know. The parts where I cut right here and just talk to the camera. So as you saw, I kind of went into the infrared sauna and then I did the cold tub for a little bit. Both of those were like absolute staples of mine over the summer. Obviously at school, I don't necessarily have access to those, so I'm gonna talk about what I do kind of at school to compensate for that, as well as like what the benefits are of doing so. So why do the infrared sauna? I kind of wrote down some stuff. Number one is the detoxification of the body's toxins through sweat. So essentially anything that you've consumed that's like negatively affecting your immune system or, you know, harming your gut microbiome that your body's just not really reacting well to it, you're gonna sweat it out. That's why like a lot of times when you're sick, your body's fighting the pathogens in your body that are affecting your immune system by like causing you to like have the night sweats, you know? So the sauna essentially just is like an overall cleanse for your body through the process of sweating. It also increases metabolic rate due to the heat. Obviously when you're in a hotter environment, your body's gonna have to undergo the process of like homeostasis at a more severe rate to kind of ensure that your body's core temperature level is at like a more stable level. That's why it's like harder to run when it's hot out versus it's cold out. When it's cold out, like your body wants to naturally warm up. When it's hot out, your body like has to cool down. It's hard to cool down when it's hot, but that's good for like burning more calories. So it's gonna increase your metabolic rate, which then will increase your resting metabolic rate, which is the calories that you burn when you're not really doing anything. So that's another big thing. And last but not least, it's going to improve sleep quality due to release of muscle tension. This just comes naturally from like obviously being in the sauna. When you're in like a hot environment, you're just going to kind of loosen up. Think about it, like when you're in a cold environment, you're tightened up, you know, everything in your body's tight, you're more likely to cramp. Hot environment, everything's going to kind of loosen out, so it could have benefits affecting your sleep. And that's again another big thing of like why I do it, is like it improves joint mobility, because like you don't have that tension from the external environment being like so cold or frigid that's going to cause you to tense up. So that's the sauna. I do it at home here probably every single day for around 15 minutes when I can get to it. So I try and just go every single day. The KMK is like 10 minutes away from me. At school, I really don't have access to it. So how do I supplement that? I'm lucky. I go to school in Los Angeles, so I try and just get outside and sweat. You know, at the end of the day, like, what is the sauna good for? It's good for causing you to sweat more. You know, everything that we've said, it's just a matter of like your body getting rid of toxins. So as long as you're getting a good sweat in, like, you're good. But yeah, that's how I supplemented at school when I don't have access to the sauna. The cold plunge now, there are so many benefits of this, and I'm gonna tweak out a little bit and do some neuroscience knowledge. First off, increased levels of dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is the sense of motivation, the neurochemical for that. Serotonin is the neurochemical that's responsible for you feeling like you are relieved, or you feel good. It's the feel good neurochemical, essentially. The neurotransmitters in your brain that are responsible for satisfaction, motivation. I literally have it written down, and I just decided to rip it off the dome. Why not? Additionally, there's going to be decreased cortisol levels. Cortisol is the stress hormone of the body. So this one is actually interesting, because when you hop in the cold tub, I believe your cortisol levels actually like skyrocket, because it's such an uncomfortable environment and you're probably gonna be stressed out. Like, I've never heard someone like hop in the cold tub and just be like, yeah, I'm the fucking man, like I'm all good. No, like if you're gonna be in a cold environment, in like an uncomfortable environment, your cortisol levels are gonna skyrocket. However, when you exit the cold tub, they're gonna be in thus like a deficit. So think about like it's just like a big loop, and the decrease in the cortisol levels after you exit the cold tub is gonna make you have an elevated sense of like well-being, because you're gonna be like, wow, like I am so satisfied, I'm so happy that I'm no longer in that uncomfortable state. So I think that's the kind of reasoning for cortisol levels decreasing. And then like counterintuitively, like dopamine and serotonin and then cortisol are inversely proportional. So like while one decreases, the others will increase. So we want to elevate our dopamine and serotonin, which come after the cold plunge. You know, you get done with it, you're like, wow, I'm satisfied with the fact that I did that. I feel more motivated because I put myself in an uncomfortable situation, and then you're gonna be less stressed as a result of that, because you're like, wow, like I'm grateful that I'm not in that anymore. A lot of the brain is just like psychological feedback loops. So like you telling yourself that something's beneficial, or like undergoing a process of being like, wow, that did help me out, and thus it'll like kind of inversely act and suppress like another thing. So like obviously suppressing our cortisol and then increasing or activating our dopamine and serotonin release. Like that's how that one works. And then last but not least, reduce muscle inflammation as well as soreness, and supports the overall immunity system, or the immunity of the body. Yeah, I mean, if you ever hurt your body, like what's the first thing people say is put ice on it. You know, reduces swelling, reduces soreness, reduces bruising. Like there's so many benefits to it. So kind of keeping your body in that state of just reduced tension, I want to say. And I think that once again comes, it's not necessarily like you get in the cold plunge and you're going to see the benefits, or you're going to have this cold exposure to the benefits. It's what happens after, you know. And that's why people are like, oh, start your day off with something hard, take a cold shower, because like it's not necessarily like you taking a cold shower is going to solve all of your problems in life. It's just the idea that like, okay, I took a cold shower, I did something difficult, I now feel, you know, somewhat rewarded at the fact that I did that hard thing. That's where that comes into play. I kind of said it a few times, like at school, don't have that cold plunge, so what do? Take a cold shower. Any type of cold exposure is beneficial, because like we just said, it's not necessarily how cold the water is, or like how the outlet in which you receive it. It's just the idea of just like, okay, I did something hard. You know, obviously there is that kind of benefit that comes physically, but I personally believe that any type of cold exposure is more beneficial mentally, which is pretty important. And we're also gonna go ahead and throw in a scoop of amino acids, as well as go through and take our vitamin stack of omega-3, multi, and then ashwagandha and probiotic. As you can see, still kind of unpacking and moving back in for winter break, but we got everything we need. All right, so I asked in like the little Instagram group chat thing that I don't know, if anyone had any questions about physical and like just mental recovery, and some people hit back, so let's answer him. He asked, how do you prevent burnout both mentally and physically? And he went on to say, for example, for me at least, it's always easy to hit the ground running at the beginning of a semester, but often I'll start to slip and then find myself working twice as hard to recover. And I feel like it's a very real thing, and it's not even just like from school, it's just from like a transition perspective. Like for example, I traveled a lot in like the week leading, like my last week of the semester, and then coming home I was in Florida shooting for Raw, and then coming back home I visited my cousin at UConn. And now that I'm back like actually in my house, like it's still hard to kind of find a routine that works for me. But what I always recommend is that anytime that you're in a transition period, like a change of environment or change of kind of speed of what your schedule is supposed to look like, just sit down for a day and just like give yourself a day. Like taking a day off of working out is not going to be the end of the world, I can assure you that. And it's something that I still am very much so working on. But give yourself a day to just sit down and like write out what you think you want to do. And just whether it be a morning routine, whether it be things you want to get done in the day, whether it be people you want to reach out to and talk to, just write that down and just set yourself up a structure and be like, okay, here I am at this point in time, how do I want my days to look? And you can really do this at any day. You know, you can just have a day to yourself, just write down, okay, here's what I want to be doing, here's how I want to be spending my day. Try it out. And if it works, great, stick with that. If not, go back to the pen and paper. Like nothing helps more than writing things out. And this is also a big thing, like mentally, like if you feel really wound up and you feel like you have a lot on your mind, like write it down. And if you go throughout the day and you're re-feeling those emotions, just continue to write them down. Just try and explain to yourself, why am I feeling this way? What is causing me to like have these emotions? And then going back to kind of like the routine thing, it's just like, okay, like why do I want to get these things done? What do they contribute to like my mental well-being, my physical well-being, my overall success? Like I think that's the biggest thing, is like don't just have goals or don't just have a routine just to have goals or a routine. You know, make sure that there's always meaning behind what you like are doing. And if you can define that meaning to yourself and just constantly revisit it and be like, yep, this still has the same meaning. Yep, I still have the intention of accomplishing this because I genuinely want to, not just because like I think it's what I want to do. Like that's always going to be beneficial. All right, it's about 2 p.m. right now. I think I'm going to make lunch, but I'm not going to like commentate through it because my brother works from home. He's working upstairs. Got to be smart, come on. Make lunch, probably stretch out. I'll walk through like my morning stretching routine, even though I didn't do it this morning because I forgot. And then we got a pretty big run workout. It's like a marathon pace gauge, I guess is the best way to put it. So I'm probably gonna do that at like 4:30, right as the sun's starting to go down. So we'll do some sunset running. But yeah, let's go chef upstairs. All right, I'm all set up. About to stretch. And for the post run, we are going to grab some electrolytes.
I'm gonna
shake. Alright, totally forgot, and it's like 8:46 now, but I'm just gonna start stretching because I didn't do that earlier. So I'm just gonna walk through. I've posted a video for like the whole stretching routine, and I'll toss like right there. So this will be like an abbreviated kind of clips of it, but yeah. Another big thing that's beneficial for just overall recovery and making sure you're able to stay on top of everything that you're doing is stretching. As you saw, I think I stretched like 3 different times in this video, and it doesn't have to be this insane yoga, super complex stretching. It's like, nah, dude, just like get your body warm, make sure your joints are moving, make sure your body's flowing. I will say as a runner, you should prioritize hamstrings, your hips, calves, and then tibias if possible. I think I didn't show me doing tibia raises or calf raises, but those are really important because those are like your impact stabilizers. So like you can't really stretch out your ankles, so it's like what do? Is you like stretch out the kind of muscle tendons around your ankle that support it to ensure that you have that stability aspect and you're not going to roll or break your ankle. So tibia and calf, those are huge those are very beneficial. Hamstring is your main force producer whenever you're running, because you got to think like 4 bodies leaning, so everything's gonna be producing from behind you. That's why like when you backpedal, like that's why it's more quad activated, whereas when you're running it's hamstring activated. And then literally every single aspect of your leg stems from your hips. So like if you have tight hips, you're gonna have tight hamstrings, then tight calf. It's gonna be so not fun. So making sure that you're getting your hip flexor, your hip extensor, your adductor, your abductor, just making sure that everything's all warm. And that's why I think I did like 6 different hip stretches. I don't even know. I'm gonna go upstairs and use the Theragun on my legs too, like right before I go to bed to really relax them. But yeah, stretching is a huge thing that I recommend. A lot of people do. I didn't show any of my pre-lift stretching. I didn't show any lifting in this video because my camera died. Whoops. But like even like warming up, like it's always so important to warm up. That's what I will say. And just like anytime you can stretch, do it. And to end off the night, we got some oats. We got some raw, the gingerbread protein powder flavor. I'm actually really excited to try that out. We got some Revived collagen, Revived daily greens, Trader Joe's vanilla almond granola. This thing's literally cracked. And then, of course, honey. Beautiful. All right, well, it's actually Wednesday morning, and I'm about to start editing this, but I forgot to include one part. I say forgot to include my camera, ended up dying again. That's why I charge it all night, all right? Before bed, though, I have 2 things. One of them is magnesium glycinate. What magnesium glycinate does is, magnesium is the ion that blocks your NMDA receptors, which are the excitatory receptors in the brain that initiate like activity. So with magnesium, you take it, blocks those receptors. There's gonna be less activity going on in your brain. It's gonna allow for your brain to kind of shut down a little quicker, allow for you to get into a deeper state of sleep. Deeper state of sleep is where like restorative sleep is. You know, you don't want to be in that light sleep where you can just kind of wake up at any point. You want to be in the deep sleep where your neurons are kind of synchronized and they're firing, because that's when you're going to see both physical and mental recovery purposes. So that's why you take magnesium. And then recently I also started taking like cherry juice. I don't know, someone put me on it. I don't know all the benefits of it. I know that it helps out with sleep. So, you know, I want to say it has a lot of natural sugar in it. So my guess would be it spikes your blood sugar levels, like your glucose, and then it causes an immediate crash. So as a result, you're just gonna fall asleep a lot quicker and stay asleep. Additionally, I heard it's really good for like muscle soreness. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research, but I will say every night that I do drink that, I do find myself having an easier time falling asleep. So that's why I want to kind of rock with like the glucose level. Like it shoots you up and then you kind of in that deficit. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it today. I hope this video helped out someone. And like always, if you want to support me, code HOP for Gymshark, code HOP for Raw or Revive or Heal Mix. And, you know, training plans, coaching, everything down below. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But that is going to do it. I want to thank you guys very much, and I will see you guys next time.